And so it's time again for Theater of the Night. I remember it was a night not too long ago when the Raphael Osiris vampire coven came to Florida in the person of Reverend Raphael Osiris himself with his vampire consort, the lovely Dominique Lazarus. As we stayed here in Florida, we talked all night long. It was a very stormy night, and the thunder was crashing, the lightning was flashing, the rain was pouring, the wind was blowing, even as it's blowing now. But it was even worse that night. There were tornadoes at night, and as we rode the night through in my long black limousine, I in the driver's seat, and in the back, the vampire consort and the king of the vampires himself as we rode through the night, just in time to get them out into the air by dawn.
Not just the parties, but to find out, like, to get in touch with themselves, maybe to find out, like, why they're taking this path and have more understanding about it and feel better about it.
Okay.
And I think maybe a lot of depression that vampires may have is due to the fact that they are, they feel outside, ostracized and a bit lonely.
It's like with any of the, the punk or any of those genres, when you're in high school, and there's not very many of them. There's not very many punks and freaks and vampires and goths in a high school usually. So a lot of high school kids, they feel like that. They get depressed. They're like, I'm the only one.
Well, it starts out to be a statement of being somebody even though you don't belong.
Well,
but then, as you see today, so many more are becoming outsiders that it's hardly outside anymore.
Right. But as this chrysalis bursts forth into like society and more people are becoming aware of it, it's important to create the right image at the onset so that it's accepted.
Well, I understand as a vampire activist you're interested in being sure that everybody understands that all vampires are not out on a killing spree.
Exactly.
I'm very interested in looking into the vampires that are out on a killing spree. So I wonder if you could speculate with me. I mean, you're not one of those, neither am I. But certainly, from the background that you have, I wonder if you could speculate on the recent 2 gangs of teenage killer vampires coming out of Kentucky. What's with that?
My first analysis of that would be that they're very misled people. They are obviously very pathological.
This one said he wanted to open the gates of hell, and this one said she was the daughter of Satan.
Right. I don't put a lot of faith in either of those two things being possible. Or I don't think she's the daughter of Satan. I don't think anyone's about to open the gates of hell on by themselves. Find the key or something.
All they did was kill people, innocent
all they did was
people,
kill innocent people, and they basically
had nothing to do with them.
Any mundane murderer.
And they didn't suck their blood either. They weren't vampiric murders. They were just wilding, basically.
Yeah, there's like a lot, and just people. I think they just took the, vampiric symbolism or whatever, and shrouded their activities with it to make it seem sensational. Because no one in the vampire community that I know or operate with would consider those activities to be something that they would partake of, or would consider those people vampires in the true right. They were just basically, misguided youths who are turned into killers and have just shrouded themselves with the vampire mythos for a sense of like sensationalism or phenomenon.
After the Rod Farrell gang had committed the double murder of one of the girls, one of the members' parents, they set out for New Orleans. They wanted to go there because the vampire mystique of the city. I noticed at the trial that Rod Farrell's vampire mom, Sondra, had Anne Rice novel clutched very closely throughout the trial as she sat out in the hall. And I wonder about the appeal of the glamour, the sexy, of the style, and then the overlay between that and getting into something like killing innocent people. I mean, it seems to be, like I say, they're verging from one to the other, but you're saying that as, responsible vampires, if you will, that, you know, this really isn't